Good morning, everyone. Today, I want to share a story about something many of us experience but don't often talk openly about the fear of public speaking. For a long time, this fear had a firm grip on me. It shaped the way I saw myself and influenced what I believed I was capable of doing. For as long as I can remember, the idea of speaking in front of a group made me anxious. Before any presentation, I would feel a familiar swirl of nerves. My heart would pound, my palms would sweat, and my mind would start racing through every worst case scenario I could imagine. What if I forgot what I'm supposed to say? What if everyone thinks I sound awkward? What if I embarrass myself? All of these thoughts raced through my head. The fear wasn't just talking in front of people, it was the fear of being seen, of being judged, and of making a mistake. And because of that, I avoided speaking up whenever I could. I would sit quietly in group discussions, hesitate to volunteer for anything, and hope that teachers or leaders wouldn't call on me. I convinced myself that silence was safer. But eventually I realized something important. By avoiding what scared me, I was limiting myself. I wasn't giving myself the chance to grow, to be heard, or to share ideas that mattered to me. And deep down, I knew I didn't want fear to make my decisions for me. So I decided to make a change. But it wasn't a dramatic overnight transformation. It began with small, almost invisible steps. I started practicing speaking alone in my room. I rehearsed in front of a mirror, awkwardly at first, then gradually with more confidence. I recorded myself, listened back, and tried again. I pushed myself to answer one extra question in class, to share one more thought during group work, and every time I took one of those tiny steps, the fear didn't disappear, but it got quieter. Another turning point when I took this class was when I learned something that completely changed my perspective. Almost everyone feels nervous when they speak in public, even the people who seem confident and effortless. Often felt those same butterflies. Realizing I wasn't alone, the fear felt less like a personal flaw and more like a common challenge I would overcome. I also learned to shift my focus. Instead of thinking about how I might look or what might go wrong. I started thinking about why I was speaking in the first place, to share an idea, to connect, to contribute. And when I focused on the purpose rather than the pressure, speaking felt like less like a performance and more like a conversation. Slowly but surely, I discovered that nerves aren't the enemy, they're simply energy. Energy that shows we care, energy that we can learn to channel instead of fight. I learned breathing techniques, grounding strategies, and the value of preparation whenever I took this course. I learned that mistakes aren't disasters,